Okay, good morning everyone. Thought it was about time that I updated my review on the bike, as well as the mods that I've done to it and all the bits I've bolted on, because I've had the bike 8 months now. So this will be sort of a two-part thing. I'll go through all the bits I've bolted on and the modifications that I've done, and I'll do a riding review of the bike as well, both on road and off, and hopefully it'll give you a good overview of the bike and all the bits and pieces I've put on. So all right, let's start from the top and we'll work our way down. 12-volt socket, that one I put in myself, and it is wired direct to the battery with a fuse in the line. So that one I use to charge my mobile phone. I've got a little air compressor if I want to adjust my tyre pressures for riding on road and off road. So yeah, that one sits up there. In the trunk at the front, I've got another 12-volt socket down here. That one was put in by the dealer when I bought the bike. That one's only got a 1 amp fuse in it, so you can really only charge like mobile phones, and I can charge my GoPro with it when I'm not using it, that sort of stuff. Phone sits here on the quad lock mount. Awesome piece of kit. Never had a problem with the phone on that. So that's good. Latest addition that I've put on are Bark Buster handguards. They actually just went on this morning. That's all the crap that I washed off the bike from the last time in the bush. They went on this morning. Took about an hour. Pretty easy to fit up once you do a bit of research and work out how to do it. So yeah, Bark Buster handguards. Really just in case I drop the bike in the bush, and just to protect the levers, really. That's all they're kind of for. All right, we'll stay up the top, moving down to the back. I've got Nelson Rig gear soft panniers, and a friend of mine was good enough to make up the racks and everything for me to hold them. So they go on there. The Nelson Rigs are quite a good piece of kit, and they're probably a review all in their own, so won't go into depth in too much about that. This is the top plate for a top box that I've got for the bike, which was a cheapie off eBay. I don't take the top box off road because this is the mounting point here at the back, and the latch that goes into there is made of soft metal, and with all the bouncing up and down on tracks and trails and that sort of stuff off road, that plate, the clip that, or the metal plate that clips into there bends, and so the box becomes loose, and it'll eventually become loose enough that it'll fly off. So one of these days I'll have to invest in a proper top box, not an eBay cheapie. It's all right just running around to lock my helmet in and that sort of stuff, but yeah, I need to get a better one of those one day. It serves its purpose for the time being. Moving down underneath the bike at the back, I've put a mud flap in there. Let me just try and get this in here to see it. That's just a piece of mud flap off a trailer. It's actually a trailer mud flap that I cut to put in there to protect the shock, because unless you've got something like that there, the shock just cops all the crap off the back tyre. Which is no good. So you can buy tail tidies and that sort of stuff, but they're a bit expensive, so that was like next to nothing. Bought it from super cheap, cut it, fit it, beautiful. While we're down here, I've put on the center stand, which I think is essential for maintenance on the bike, and for, you know, lubing the chain, cleaning the chain, just cleaning the bike, that sort of stuff. So yeah, center stand has been good. I've also got these foot pegs which I've put on for the bush, because the ones that come with the bike are just rubber and very thin. To give you some idea of the difference between the foot pegs, that's the rubber one that came off it. It's quite a bit thinner and obviously offers no grip once things get a bit wet and muddy. So that's the comparison of them, of the two. So yeah, highly recommend different foot pegs if you're going to ride off-road. If we look under here, they bolt over the Honda foot peg. They were like 20 bucks again off eBay. They have been excellent for the money that they are. I've had no problem with them. They haven't come loose. Obviously they haven't broken. They do great. So they're good. Going forward, I have put on a radiator guard. Now the radiator guard I think is essential if you're going to ride off-road or even just in the Australian bush, because of the big bugs and that sort of stuff that will get smashed into the radiator. That is a homemade job out of a piece of flattened gutter guard. It's got fuel line around the outside of it, and then it's all cable tied together and then cable tied to the radiator. Never had an issue with it. Ridden to Wagga and back in 43-degree heat. Not a problem whatsoever. So that's pretty good. Also have a fender extender on the front fender to stop crap getting thrown up in there as well. I think that was $40 off eBay as well. I don't know if it's carbon fibre. I think it is, but it's got a carbon fibre look. Again, highly recommended if you're going to ride off-road, to stop rocks and stuff getting thrown into the underneath of the engine. And last but not least of the mods that I've done to the bike is the IXL Hyperflow exhaust. It's got just a fantastic sound to it. The guts of it go to baffles, or DB killers if you like. I love the sound of the pipe with the baffles out. I've never run it with them in once I heard the bike with them out. So yeah, I might just start the bike up now so you can hear it without the microphone in my helmet, which muffles it a bit. But all right, let's start things up. Check this out when the bike comes on. Moddy's Honda, gotta love that. All right, there it is. Yeah, so that's why I love that. That's pretty obvious. All right, I think that's it for the mods and bolt-ons that I've done. I'll now go to some riding footage and reviews about what I actually think of the bike, what I use it for, why it works well for me. So yeah, I hope you stick with it and come along with me on just a few rides now and watch the bike in action. Okay, later. So while it's a beautiful sunny day and I'm out riding, I'm actually on the way home from a bit of an adventure at the moment. I thought I would talk a little bit about why I bought this bike and what I think of it. Well, I bought the bike primarily because I wanted to get back on two wheels again. I hadn't ridden a motorcycle for 25 years before I bought this one. My last bike was a Kawasaki GPZ 900R when I was about 24. I'm approaching 50 now, so it's been quite a while since I've been riding. I've had this bike now 8 or 9 months, I suppose. I've put almost 12,000 kilometres on it, and to say that I love it would be an understatement. It is the perfect bike for me, to be honest. I use it for three things primarily. I use it to commute backwards and forwards to the station on every morning. I use it to go away on. I've been down to Wagga on it. I've been up to Gloucester over Barrington Tops to Rylstone and home for a 3-day trip. I'm aiming to do more long trips on it, but on a long trip it is just beautiful. It's so easy and comfortable, but I also get out into the bush on it and get a bit adventure-y, which I did today. And if you look at some of my other videos, you'll see me in the bush on it. It doesn't have what you'd call great ground clearance. It runs 17-inch tyres, so it's not at home, you know, in really rough off-road stuff. But as long as you take it easy and you're careful with the bike and you bear in mind that you haven't got great ground clearance,
Keep the bike's capability in mind, and you can have great adventures on it. I went to a campground in the bush, looked at some waterfalls. As soon as there's a fire trail, I head down it. I ride around in the national parks a lot on it. A lot of dirt, a lot of clay, a lot of gravel roads. It does off-road really well. I'll put some footage of it after I stop talking about this part, so you can see it off-road. But yeah, the bike does everything I want it to do. I can commute on it, I can do country roads like this, I can go long distances on it, and I can get adventuring and get on the dirt on it. So for that, it suits my purposes absolutely beautifully. I would highly recommend it to anybody who hasn't been on a bike in a while and wants to get back into riding. G'day mate, bloody big BMW. It's got ABS, which you can't turn off. The ABS is on all the time, and look, I know a lot of people complain about that, but for me, off-road and on-road, I don't have a problem with the ABS being on all the time. I'm not locking the rear to throw it into a corner and power out again. I ride quite sedately off-road, take it pretty easy. I'm there to enjoy it, not break the bike all myself, so I'm probably too sedate for a lot of people, but I enjoy myself, and I think that's what it's all about. So am I happy? I'm extremely happy that I bought the bike. I would highly recommend it to anybody to do those things. So this is the crossing for Weenie Creek. Quite a pleasant little spot. Alright, let's keep going. Woohoo! So now we go back up on all this nice loose gravel up to the top of the ridge again. It goes up pretty steep up here. So we're up on the top of the ridges again now on the flat. You do just have to watch yourself through here that there aren't four-wheel drives and stuff coming the other way. Man, I can't believe how much loose gravel there is today. They must have re-gravelled, I think, just in certain places. Like here it's really fine, and back there it's as deep as anything. Never mind, persevere. These are the really good stretches of the dirt road in here where you can just sort of sit back, relax, and let the bike squirm its way through. Very pleasant riding through here. That's quite steep and quite rutted in places like this. The camera probably won't show that, but we'll see if we can pick a path through without dumping the bike, oh shit, on the ground. I tell you what, thank God that this is a nice low revving engine and you can just tractor up stuff like that. First gear stuff up this hill. Yeah, that was That was a bit rugged coming up there, but got up all right. Oh, deep sand on corners, love that. And this, coming up here, is the Mount Haker. Oh my goodness gracious me, look at that. Holy crap on a cracker. That's pretty nice. Alright, and we're back on the road. In fact, we're up in the Blue Mountains. Just heading through Blacksland with all the traffic, it would seem. Anyway, so it's going to be a good opportunity soon for you to see the bike on the freeway. Coming down out of the mountains here, we hit the freeway where the speed's 110, so oh, I see, it looks like somebody's broken down just here. That's trouble. Anyway, we'll leave that. I can't do much about that. So yeah, going along the freeway down here, the speeds are 110, which is a good opportunity for you to see the bike at speed and what it's like with the screen and that sort of stuff. The problem is that with my camera and microphone setup and stuff, I've only got one in the helmet and one camera, one microphone in the helmet and one camera on the side. The noise wind is horrendous once I get above 90 k's, and it'll just be really irritating for a little while, so I won't try and talk too much through it, but I'll show you what the bike's like at 110 on the freeway. Explaining it now, it's actually really, really good. Pardon me. Even with the stock screen and everything like that, the I don't have any problems with wind buffeting or anything like that, and the bike's very planted because of its weight. It's like 230 kilos. It sits very, very well on the freeway, so yeah, once I get to the freeway, we'll do a bit of that. Yeah, so later. Alright, we're about to come onto the freeway now. I apologise for the wind noise in advance, but we'll chuck it in top gear and have a little run down the freeway at 110. I apologise for the wind noise again. It's a bit much once we hit that 90 mark. It gets a bit loud, sorry. But I hope that gave you an idea of how well the bike sits on the freeway. I ride like that all day. I did sort of 5-6 hours on the freeway. Alright, the other good thing about this bike is that it's very good in traffic. Oh, I've got a big tractor here holding everyone up, that's good. So I do a little bit of commuting, as I said. I'm just on the way home from a ride at the moment, and yeah, the bike handles very, very well in traffic. It's great for filtering through the cars at lights and that sort of stuff. It's a bit hard along here with the roadworks and stuff. They've narrowed the lanes down a bit, but yeah, it's good for that. Get in and out of the cars pretty well and between them and that sort of stuff. So one thing this bike is very good for in traffic is filtering between the cars, especially when they all sit in their lanes nicely like that for me. That makes it very easy. It's a great bike for riding in traffic and getting places that you need to go, especially when you're commuting and doing that sort of thing. Works really well. Oh yeah, plenty of green in that, love. Never mind. so that's it for this mods and riding review vid. Try and say that quickly. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it that you were looking for. If there's something I didn't touch on that you think I might be able to answer for you, please leave a comment below, and I'll do my best to answer any questions that you've got. Other than that, I'm just going to ride up this beautiful road to the top where there's a lookout, and yeah, so hope you enjoyed it. Leave me any questions, and I'll if you ride safe, and I will see you on the next one. Okay, cheers.